Holland America has made some real changes since my last tips video, and my comment section has been telling me about it. New drink prices, new restrictions, a couple of things you all added. So here it is, the full 2026 update from booking all the way to the last night on board. Stick around to the end and we'll also give you an overview of Holland's announced refurbishments. Hi, I'm Leah, Doug's behind the camera today, and welcome back to Go Travel Life. So first of all, booking. Have it all versus have it all early booking. The difference still matters. The early booking version available on some itineraries sticks a lot more value if you can grab it. I have put the link to the available sailings in the description, so bookmark this. What you'll get is up to $300 in shore excursion credits, the Elite beverage package, which is an upgrade from Signature, premium Wi-Fi, which is an upgrade from Surf, and prepaid crew appreciation. We're going to come back to the drink package differences in the drink sections because the price points changed in February 2026 and it changes the math on which package is worth having. If you're only getting Have It All, not the early booking version, you still get a Signature beverage package and the Surf Wi-Fi. Just know what you book before you arrive. And if you're a Mariner, Holland offers that additional OBC per stateroom when you book within 90 days of a new season launching. If you're brand new to Holland, file that away. It is a benefit worth building toward. Now, shore excursion credit is the one onboard credit you can use before you board. Book as soon as the excursions open because the best ones fill up fast. Also at booking, this is when you should assess whether you want Club Orange or not. Club Orange is a basket of benefits, priority dining, a dedicated boarding line, extra menu perks, and near Mariner 4 status treatment for a daily fee. But the biggest single benefit we've seen is the room upgrade within your category, and it only applies if you buy at the time of booking. We did the math for every perk included in Club Orange so you can assess your own value in this video. On our Western Amtron Pacific though, veranda room listed rate versus our upgrade veranda room, there was almost a $2,000 difference. The cost of Club Orange was only $850, so it was well worth it for us. In addition, we enjoyed the additional benefits. That's the math that makes this worth a real conversation with your travel agent during the booking call, so be sure to check if it's available for your sailing. Next up, specialty dining. Watch the calendar as the booking window opens. Somewhere they say 6 to 9 months before your cruise, so it's not quite as precise as other cruise lines. Just keep checking, and when it opens, here's what we recommend. Use your free specialty dining credit, if you have one, at the most expensive specialty restaurant, which at the moment happens to be the steakhouse at $52 per person. Pay for the less expensive option separately if you want to dine at both. That's how you extract the most value from the credit you've already paid for. Also, spa bookings. If spa is on your list, the treatments tend to be discounted if they're booked and paid in advance. It's worth a look pre-cruise once you board. I want to give people a quick note about the fitness class pass. I booked and paid in advance $99 for a fitness class pass during our Trans-Pacific. When we boarded, they actually credited the pass back out, rebilled it, and added the spa gratuity. So that might happen to you too if you do a pre-buy. It is very important to check with your travel agent for every onboard credit option available at booking. These three are worth calling out here. The American Express Platinum Cruise Privileges Program, Holland America, is a part of that. AARP member benefit. Also, we're Carnival shareholders, so we also get a shareholder benefit. If any of these apply to you, that's real money on the table. Your travel advisor can check stackability at booking. There are a lot of rules around that. We've got a video dedicated to onboard credit ideas here. Note that except for shore excursion onboard credit, Holland does not let you spend any of your onboard credit until boarding, unlike Celebrity and some other lines. Onboard credit is just that, onboard. Now, let's move on to before you board the ship. Pre-boarding discounts are real and they disappear. Holland does not discount things once you're on board like some other ships. Pre-board discounts cannot be converted to onboard credit pricing once you sail. You'll pay the higher price on board. If you see a pre-cruise discount on laundry, internet, or spa, for example, and you want it, you can buy it now with a credit card. We've seen about 15% pre-board discounts on laundry. On a 28-day cruise, that's a meaningful number. Find your cruise critic roll call for your sailing. This can be a wonderful option to connect with other small groups for tours, etc. Plus, you may have a meet and greet once on board. It's a great way to connect with others and share useful information before your trip. Also, same with Facebook. Look for a group specific for your sailing. Sometimes they have them. Know which drink package you have right now. Before you even think about boarding, pull up your booking confirmation and find out whether you have Quench, which is the zero alcohol, Signature, or Elite, because the covered price points have changed since last year and the difference matters. We'll cover the full breakdown in the drink section, but just know which package is yours. Download the Navigator app before you arrive at the terminal. Complete your check-in, get your boarding pass, all before embarkation day. It saves time, reduces stress when you're already juggling luggage and excitement. Now it's time to board. So let's run through what you can and cannot bring on board. Wine and champagne are allowed with conditions. Here's our chart. Holland will limit how many wine bottles they allow based on the crew at boarding. Excessive quantities will be refused, is what the text says. And the plastic water bottle rule is firm. Even if you buy one in port, you'll be asked to throw it away before you board. We had that happen to us in Japan a couple of times. One exception on wine. If you do a Holland shore excursion that includes a winery visit, you can bring one bottle back without the corkage fee. And here's a medical note. Purified or distilled water in factory-sealed plastic containers is allowed in checked luggage when packed with a medical device. That exception exists, and it's worth knowing if you need that. Your boarding pass is going to be on your Navigator app, but we highly recommend you take a picture of that in case there's cell issues at the port. Save yourself a little bit of hassle. And this was a nice reminder from Doug. Once you get on that ship, put your phone in airplane mode. Avoid those cellular surprises. Okay, now you're boarded. So this is the section with the biggest changes from the original video here. The package price update, so February of 2026. I want to point out, here's the chart, but I want to point out a couple things. If a drink costs more than your covered amount, you can pay the difference plus the gratuity on the difference only. As you can see, the elite advantage beyond just price, the zero proof drinks, specialty coffees, water, mocktails, are unlimited and don't count towards your 15 drink limit. If you drink a lot of water or specialty coffees throughout the day, that is a real difference between Signature and the Elite package. Another thing to call out, because people have gotten bit by this, the package upgrade window on board. If you want to upgrade once you're sailing, you can, but only within the first 48 hours of the cruise. After that, the window closes. Onboard pricing may differ from pre-purchase. Let's cover some more gotchas. All guests of legal drinking age in a stateroom must purchase the same package. Minors must purchase the Quench package if others in the stateroom have Signature or Elite. Room service drinks and minibar are not covered by any package. Packages must be purchased on day 1 or 2. Remember, you have to do the full cruise, no partial. Got to do it before the end of that 48 hours. They don't make it very easy to track your count. We did ask for the ability to do it in the app. They told us they were working on it, but haven't seen that yet. Let us know if you have. At the moment, we were told to call extension 90 from your room phone or ask any bartender. They can look it up for you. There's still a happy hour, and it's still a great time to grab your drinks. So there were 3. So Ocean Bar goes from 3 to 4 and 9 to 10. And the Galley Bar, which is the one by the casino, is 6 to 7. So that's 3 windows a night. But what you need to know is it's 50% off drinks up to the $12 Signature package only limit. You cannot order a $15 drink and get 50% off the total. I confirmed this with the bartenders on the Westerdam. So stay within your covered range to maximize that deal. What about getting a free drink on board? The ones we saw, Effie Jewelry Store, they'll do mimosa mornings. You just have to watch the Daily Current for that. You'll have to listen to a sales pitch too. Art auctions, champagne is often poured. Your Mariner status coupons, you know those, what you're owed when you get on board. And if you're actively gambling, you should be provided well drinks in the casino. Another gotcha on drinks, Half Moon Cay, your drink package does not work there. As of our last sailing, beverage packages are suspended. Cash or charge to your account, budget it separately. So let's move on to coffee. There are 2 places for specialty coffee. You can go to the Crow's Nest. This opens nice and early at 6 a.m. They have specialty coffees, croissants, small bites. You can also go to the Lido Pool Bar. They do a full specialty coffee setup in the morning. Lido Buffet has your drip coffee, and we were up there as early as 4:30 one morning and it was running. Update on using your own cups. In the original video, I said bring an insulated mug to fill up at the coffee bar. That's still good advice, but the ships do not allow you to put it directly into your cup at the coffee station, so you fill their cup and then pour it into yours. That's the hygiene, and that works. I also want to call out that you might have a hot pot or kettle in your cabin. On some itineraries, they put them on there, and others, they're going to tell you it's a safety issue. We did have one in our drawer under our bed on our Trans-Pacific to Japan. Once we set it out, the room steward set up a full tea station for us. We actually cruise with instant coffee packets, so we were all set to have coffee in our room when we wanted it. Water strategy and a 2026 update. Holland still does not provide a refillable water bottle. They sell canned water on board. You can bring up to 12 canned or carton waters at embarkation, as we showed you earlier. The collapsible 6-pack carrier strategy from the original video still works. Basically, we saw someone who had a collapsible cardboard 6-pack beer box, and she carried that around on the first day, filled it up with 6 waters so she could get started because she knew she wasn't going to hit her 15-drink count for that day. All right, let's move to dining. So early risers, you're covered. In the Crow's Nest, after that opens at 6 a.m., specialty coffees and small bites. Lido Buffet, they had cereal and milk available before the actual breakfast serving time. And everything's going to be in your Navigator app as far as your schedule. The menus for both Lido and main dining room are on the app's home screen. Just swipe to see what's available for the day. It's updated early every morning. We also want to call out the brunch signal. Don't miss it. If you see on your schedule that the main dining room hours show 9:30 to 12:30 instead of noon to 2 p.m., that's a brunch. And we're going to recommend don't miss it. They're sit-down themed menus with both breakfast and lunch menus, not a buffet. We almost missed it twice. They had an Alaskan brunch and an Asian brunch on our cruise. It was really good. Watch the hours on sea days. Watch your schedule for afternoon tea. Those tend to be at 3 p.m. on sea days. They don't do them every sea day, but when they do, they're remarkable. We had an English tea, a Victorian tea, a Dutch tea, Asian tea, and a cupcake tea on ours, although we were on board for 28 days. Just check the daily current and app itinerary specifically for 3 p.m. entries on sea days. It's easy to miss this because it's not always prominently listed. There has been some capability built into your app to be able to order off your app for the dive-in bar for poolside burgers and chicken. So make sure you watch for that too. That does save a little bit of time waiting for your meal. Specialty pop-ups will be offered just one time only per cruise. Morimoto by Sea, if that's on your sailing, don't wait. Same with the seafood boil. Fantastic meals. Both are offered once per cruise, as I said. The moment you board, if these are on the roster for your sailing, you're going to want to book those. The set dining time that I talked about in the original video, the workaround still works. So if you do not want to commit to either early dining or late dining and you want any time, if you consistently show up at the dining room the same time, the dining room manager will get you set up with a consistent table and server section. We did it on the Westerdam, same table, same servers every night. It actually changed the experience for the better for us. If this is helpful, a like and subscribe makes a real difference for us. A subscriber tells YouTube that our stuff is worth watching and will show it to more people. That's why everyone always asks you for a like and subscribe. But let's keep going. Next up, entertainment. So this is where Holland really stands out to us against its peers. None of this has changed. It just keeps getting better. The orange party. You've heard of these legendary orange parties. Holland is a Dutch line. Orange is the color of Dutch royalty. There will be an orange party on your cruise. Macarena dancing, orange drinks, Dutch snacks, and a crowd that goes all in, especially if you've got Dutch passengers on board. It's so much fun. All you need is one orange thing. It could be sunglasses, a scarf, a boa, a sweater. Just don't miss this one. It's a lot of fun. The Lido Fair. If they're offering one of these on your cruise, they turn the pool deck into a full carnival setup. Bag toss, ring toss, ladder ball. But here's the tip that still stands from our original video. As soon as you win a ticket, get it in the raffle bin immediately. They draw winners throughout the event, not just at the end. So if you get it in early, you've got a better chance of winning stuff. And prizes have include replica ships, specialty dining credits, bottles of wine. It's definitely worth playing for. Night under the stars. Usually these are only on longer itineraries, but it's really pretty. They have candles floating in the pool. They have live music. They're walking around with appetizers. They'll have a drink special for the night. You don't need to bring anything special, nothing to prepare, but just watch for it on the schedule. And now on to my favorite place on the ship, the music walk. Holland is known for live music, and for good reason. On Vista-class ships like the Westerdam, they have Rolling Stone Rock Room, they have Billboard on board. The Billboard on board might be called Piano Bar now. We've told there have been some licensing changes there, so watch for that. But it's more of a request a song and they'll sing along with you. They also have classical music options. There's string quartets, there's regional soloists, and the schedules change every day. Here is where you're going to want to look in the Daily Current when you see who's playing and where. Don't assume it's the same rotation. We've also heard that the B.B. King's bands and the Rolling Stone bands may be asked to play in the main theater as well as backup. So just watch that schedule so you can make sure you can catch all the entertainment that you want. Theater shows. We had 2 show times, and I called this out 7:30 and 9:30 so you can try to plan your dinner reservations. Hopefully that's helpful. Expect comedians, magicians, singers, full production shows. If your sailing is long enough to board a production crew, those shows are really impressive. Library and enrichment talks. You all commented on this on the last video. The library on board is very impressive, and the enrichment talks, lectures, port talks on sea days are worth your time if your learning is your thing. Check the Daily Current for the schedule. Multiple viewers asked about this, and we're happy to confirm it's worth your attention. Another little tip, trivia is big on Holland America. What's also great is you actually win prizes. So each ship has its own colored wooden tulip. They're not sold in the gift shop. The only way to get one is to win one. There are other games where you can win them. I actually won at the Lido Fair on a drawing. I got one, but trivia is probably the best way to get that. Just make sure you look at the entertainment options and you'll know which ones you have the possibility of winning something. So let's go on to the miscellaneous section. This is the stuff that didn't fit anywhere else. So laundry, still the best at sea after multiple cruises later. There's no self-service laundry on Holland. Your choices are to pack enough for your trip, hand wash your clothes, or use their service. We've used their service on multiple long cruises and it remains one of the best at sea. The pricing we saw, wash and fold, was $35 a bag. If you wanted it pressed, just add $5. I believe that price is still current. Or you can do their service, and on a 28-day cruise, wash, fold, and press came out to a $336 total, or $12 a day, and they turned it around within 24 hours every time, although the fine print does say 48 hours. They get up to that amount of time. But if the math works for your trip length, it's worth it. Turned it in every day, came back beautiful. The pre-board discount still applies. If you see 15% off the laundry price pre-cruise, you may want to go ahead and do that and buy it with a credit card. If you want to try to use OBC, then just wait till you board and you can pay the higher price on board. Mariner status also comes with laundry perks. Just check your tier and your turnaround time. Highly recommend when you board, set your expectations with your room steward when you board and what you want. It saves them a lot of hassle of them guessing how to keep you happy. For example, we like our ice filled when they clean in the morning and in the evening. We like to fill our water bottles for excursions with ice and then have ice for our water at night. So if you need a mattress topper for a firm bed, best time to ask is up on boarding. Or if you need an extension cord for a CPAP machine, etc., just let them know when you meet them. So let's spend a couple minutes on the internet and a trick you all recommended. So here's the levels of internet. There's surf, that comes with Have It All. There's premium, and then streaming and multi-device. So the upsell is real here. One of the tips you all said, depending on your group and needs, one person buys the internet package and adds the multi-device option and everyone shares. We've heard this from multiple cruisers that this can improve connectivity at sea. It's worth modeling out based upon your specific situation. You all also asked to have attire covered. So I've actually put this slide together that tells you what you should wear during the daytime, what's appropriate in the evenings, dressy nights, and orange nights. So that should have you covered. Grand Voyage formal nights may be on your cruise if you are on an extended trip as well. So having an outfit or two for that is appropriate. Crew appreciation. Just know your number. So if you're in a non-suite stateroom, the charge will be $17 per guest per day, and suite guests are $19 per guest per day. If it's included in your booking package, great, nothing to track. If it's not, just budget for it before you sail. Shore excursion tickets, as I mentioned earlier, these are digital only. You will not get an envelope in your room that's got tickets in it. You need to know where they are. And here we're going to show you really quick how we found ours in the app. Port maps. Guest Services has port maps and guides for every stop. They're easy to overlook. We didn't find out they were even available until partly through our trip in Japan. These were very handy. So grab them if you're in a new port. Another nice tip, giving feedback through the app. So the Navigator app has a feedback section where you can give the ship real-time input before you disembark. Flag an issue, you can recognize a crew member, or note something that needs attention. It's far more effective than a paper card at the end. And honestly, the crew really appreciated a pat on the back in the middle of our cruise and mentioned that they had received the feedback directly. So now on to the big announcement, the news that has come out. So Holland has announced a $500 million investment program in their existing fleet. No new ships, but they are making some pretty significant changes, starting with the Oosterdam, but 6 total ships will be touched. They are going to add solo cabins, which I know this is great news to many of you. They are adding these large 900 square feet bridge view suites. They are updating the Pinnacle suites, and they are going to be refurbishing or refreshing a lot of the cabins and rooms, which they're in need of it, quite honestly. They're also adding a grand Dutch cafe to these 6 ships, as well as having what they're calling expanded destination dining, and upgrading a lot of the public spaces on the ship. So we think this is really exciting. We love the feel of the older ships. They just definitely need more of a retrofit than they've had. So suggestion, we just booked the Oosterdam for January of 2028. Her December itineraries are out there right now, but if you want to experience this, we were able to get the Have It All early booking when we booked this just a couple of weeks ago, so it appears that that may or may not still be available when you watch this, but something to check for on those newer itineraries because they are starting with her. So that is the full 2026 update on Holland America. New drink pricing, an honest update on the coffee cup and kettle situation, and a few things that should have been in the original tap water, the library, enrichment talks. If something changes after we film this, we'll update the description the way we always do. And if you've got a tip or a correction, put it in the comments. This community is the best at keeping each other informed. Holland America rewards people who know what they're doing. Now you know. Thanks for watching.